Hello again. I'm here with Stefan Garelli, who's a professor at the University of Lausanne and also director of IMD World Competitiveness Centre. So, hello, Stefan, again. And I guess top of my mind is what's happening with the Eurozone. Where are we? Where does it sit within the global economies? Is it stable?
Yeah, I think what we have seen in Europe is a kind of tragedy in three acts. The first act was really about the financial crisis, 2008. I think probably this is gone. We are paying the bill of it now. Second act is the economic crisis. Probably we are going into recovery now. And the third act is going to be really all about the social crisis, unemployment, etc. And I think Europe has been suffering quite a lot in all these three tragedies. And I think that one of the big issues is now all these kind of stress tests which are coming on the Eurozone because, let's face it, most of the states are almost at the verge of bankruptcy. And when we are looking at Greece, when we are looking at Spain, at Portugal, and maybe a little bit about Italy, we have seen a lot of very innovative accounting in terms of the debt. And I think that one of the challenges is going to find out what is really the magnitude of the damage.
Yeah, I mean, I've just talked a little bit with Linda Yeo of Oxford University around the China-India phenomenal economies of growth. And then we look at Europe and we talk about the pigs, Portugal, Italy, Greece and Spain. Do you think the Eurozone will fall apart, or do you think it's going to be something that can
No, I don't think so. I think this is really a test about, the resolve of government leaders about defending the Eurozone. I mean, this morning we had some statement by France and Germany saying that they don't want to go to the IMF and ask the IMF to save Greece because it's a kind of pride. What do we want to do? Do we want really to solve our problems by ourselves? And I think that basically it's a kind of test on the market. I mean, you know that we are always speaking about speculators, but they have something good. They tell you exactly where you have the weak point in the system. And I think the weak point has been the incredible amount of debt which has been accumulated by certain countries. And the question is whether we are going to see some kind of solidarity in Europe or not. I mean, this is really the challenge.
I guess if you're looking longer term, I've grown up in a world where America led, Europe followed very closely behind, and Asia was way behind everyone else. I'm looking to a future where maybe it's going to be Asia led with America very close behind and Europe way behind them. Am I just being pessimistic?
No, maybe, Asia is already 32% of the world production of industrial goods. So I think that we are getting into a situation where definitely Asia is on the way up. The BRICS countries are on the way up. I don't think it's going to happen overnight either, because I think that a lot still has to be done. One of the big differences is obviously technology. A lot of the technology is still done in the US and in Europe. But I agree with you. I think we are going to see a world which is going to be far more balanced than before, and we are going to see far more decoupling as before. When we were speaking about the economic recovery, I think we are seeing a kind of saxophone type of recovery. We were up, we went down, we go up, and then it's flat. This is probably going to be the story of Europe. As far as the US will grow a little bit higher, but we have countries like China and India. It's like if nothing happened. I mean, China has been growing almost 9% last year, and yesterday the Prime Minister of India said, our objective is a 10% growth rate. So at the end of the day, it's a different world.
Final question. We're at a banking conference focusing on payments. What does all of this mean for the banks? Do you think that we will see the traditional banking names continue to be the leading banking names?
Yes, definitely. But I think what we are going to see also is the emergence of a lot of new brands, of new banking institutions, of a lot of new industrial companies all around the world. And for me, one of the big revolutions are these new brands emerging in those countries like China, India, etc. I'll just give you one example. 3 months ago, Haier, which is manufacturing really white goods, microwave ovens, refrigerators, became the largest white goods manufacturer in the world, passing over Whirlpool of the US. This was 3 months ago. And 10 years ago, probably nobody had ever heard of Haier.
Absolutely. It's a different world, as you say.
It's a different world, and it will be different for everybody, including the financial corporations.
Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you
very much.
Good to see you.